Whenever I think of what ifs, there is no better medium to explore the batshit insane possibilities than anime. Because if you can think of a crazy concept, there is an anime for it. So today, I wanted to explore some of the weirdest entries that anime has to offer. If you like what you see, make sure to subscribe and let me know if you guys want to see more of these videos, because Lord knows, anime has endless amounts of what ifs. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Kicking off, we have, what if Greek and Roman statues came to life and formed an idol group? You get Sekko boys. So you would think that these statues came to life and would be animated, but no. They stay still statues the entire time, except they have the most exuberant personalities and the most burnt out manager I have ever seen. She is the ultimate art school burnout whose trauma of having to constantly draw statues being the reason she dropped out is now constantly triggered by her new gig. But even with all of those things against them, none of these characters are going to let that stop them from being the world's greatest idol group. What if Maid cafes went full Yakuza and slaughtered their competition? We get Akiba Maid War. I don't use this term much because I'm not a 14-year-old boy, but this anime is peak. Like, good God, this is what anime was made for. It is adorable maids slaughtering each other. Like, it literally does not get better than this, and yet, every single episode it does. What if there was a lesbian bear explosion? We get Yurikuma Arashi. Yeah, I don't know what to say more about this except there's lots of lesbians, lots of bears, and lots of guns and explosions. And it's almost crazy enough to work, but not quite. It could still be a fun watch if you're f***ed up and want some absurdist escapism, but other than that, yeah, this wasn't really it. What if the Astro Boy world turned into a dark serial killer mystery? You get Pluto. This is a once-in-a-generation masterpiece and a future anime classic. Plus, it's by Naoki Urasawa, who created Monster, aka the best psychological anime ever. Pluto was the best anime of 2023, and I will continue recommending it until the end of time. Watch this damn anime. What if 7G warped the world into an artist acid dream catastrophe? You get Train to the End of the World. This shit is so fucking weird, but it works so fucking well. Like, just think about it. Every single station going into Tokyo got a fresh layer of what the fuckery. This one turned everyone into a toy soldier village. This one makes adults turn into animals once they hit 21. And this one gives people the choice to be miserable forever or to be happy but also have mushrooms growing out of their head and also die 2 years later. What? What if the zodiac animals turned human and perpetuated an endless cycle of abuse? You get Fruits Basket. Look at how cute they are, and look, they turn into cute little animals. Isn't that cute? Just a couple quick questions though. Why does he have that scar? Why does he flinch and cower whenever the family head is near? Why is she so damn cheerful all the time? Why did his mom abandon him? Why did his mom abandon him? Why did they lock his predecessor in a cage for the rest of his life? Oh, you know, just, look, cute animals. What if there was a zombie apocalypse, but it just made the main character happy because it meant that he never had to go to work again? You get Zom 100. Just think, no more spreadsheets. No more bosses going on a power trip. No more Brenda. F*** you, Brenda. Is there a zombie apocalypse? Yes, but also you don't have to go to work anymore and you can just get day drunk and hang out with your bros. Sounds like a win-win situation with absolutely no downsides. What if spirals took over a town and drove everyone insane. You get Uzumaki. Now, before you angrily type about how trash this anime is, I know, okay? It hurt me too. But now, hold on. The first episode slapped, and even though the second is a train wreck, the first is amazing, and it turns around by the end. Do not let the angry mob turn you away from this anime. The plot, performances, bone-chilling score, and disgusting sound design is top tier. And if absolutely nothing else and you don't want to watch this anime, at least read the manga. It's literally one of the best horror manga ever made. What if Omegaverse? You get Tadaima Okaeri. Okay, so all of your BL and fanfic besties have been shouting this from the rooftops, but Omegaverse, aka this is a world where everyone has a secondary gender, alpha, omega, or beta. Alpha and omegas can be bonded pairs, and omegas can give birth regardless of gender. With all that being said, we literally get the cutest BL slice of life about this young family traversing raising a family, fighting back against stigmas, and building their found family. Don't be a bitch. Embrace the Omegaverse. What if an orphanage was actually a monster food farm? You get The Promised Neverland. Well, this was a twist. Like, what do you mean that the woman who runs the orphanage and loves her children dearly is literally just raising them to be primed for the slaughter? This shit got dark. And then it completely fell apart. Just don't watch the second season and treat The Promised Neverland as a stellar one-season anime. And then if you really want something, read the manga after, because damn, they really f***ed over the fandom with that second season. What if aliens invaded, but instead of doing anything, they just kind of sat there for 4 years? You get Dead Demons Dededede Destruction. It's like District 9, except in Japan with slightly less apartheid. This anime absolutely blew my mind apart, and it was easily one of the best anime of 2024 and one of the best sci-fi anime period. The bulk of it plays out as a cute slice of life with a devastating underlying sense of dread, as the audience knows that these characters are treading closer and closer to the demise of humanity with every single episode. What if there was a massive pit with endless layers that you could never return from? You get Made in Abyss. The terrifying world building that shapes Made in Abyss is truly staggering. Every single layer has its own environment, monsters, pressure differences, and drastically physically demanding pressures on the human body. Every single layer, you grow closer to never being able to return, because the consequences of coming back might literally rip you apart. Just don't look up anything about the author, or just, kind of ignore those few scenes that prevent this series from earning its spot as one of the best fantasy ever made, because god damn it, that shit really just kind of ruined this. What if a rom-com was actually a battle anime? You get Kaguya-sama Love is War. We all know about relationship power dynamics, but what if the power struggle was turned into a literal battle anime? Every single episode shows our couple planning the most intricate schemes to get the other to confess their love first. The twist is that these ridiculously intelligent students are literal idiots when it comes to love, and their fight for power makes for one of the best romance anime ever made. What if Japan was destroyed by earthquakes? You get Japan Sinks 2020. It's literally in the title, folks. Like, Japan gets devastated by a series of earthquakes whose irreversible consequences lead for the entire country to start sinking into the ocean. And the question becomes, how will people react? How will people survive? Who even has a chance? That's what you learn as we watch our main characters traverse the worst natural disaster that will ever rock Japan. This is hands down the best disaster anime ever made. Plus, it's by Masaki Wasa and Science Saru, who did Devilman Crybaby, Ping Pong the Animation, and Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. What if people could time travel through photographs? You get Link Click. This is one of the best Chinese donghua ever made, and in my personal opinion, this is the best time travel anime ever. Sorry to Science-Gate. What starts as an anthology series showcasing different people's experiences turns into a twisted tale of the dangers of the butterfly effect, and the people who will gleefully exploit these tools to terrorize and destroy. What if Japan banned everything nerdy and arrested every otaku to combat declining birth rates? You get Magical Destroyers. They literally destroy Akihabara. Like it is a straight-up war zone filled with the remaining otaku who have become radicalized to take back their home. Best part about this though is that the rest of Tokyo is totally fine and going on like normal. It's just a bunch of otakus doing the literal most to fight back using anything at their disposal, from magical girls to body pillows to reclaim their land. What if Moriarty was proven to be the real hero who systematically destroyed the oligarch? You get Moriarty the Patriot. How goddamn timely. I'm not saying to emulate Moriarty fighting back against the 1% of the 1% who are destroying the world and ripping apart the US. Not saying that at all. But, like it wouldn't hurt to take some notes or something like that. This shit slaps so hard. Plus, the sheer amount of gay tension between Moriarty and Sherlock is just chef's kiss. What if a notebook could unalive people? You get Death Note. Once again, definitely not saying to take notes on this one. But I wouldn't be opposed if Light Yagami was real and encouraged some divine intervention IRL, but it's not like that's gonna happen. Or, that's something that we can actually hope for, and God, we're so f***ed. There is a reason why Death Note is an anime classic and why it helped bring anime mainstream. And if nothing else, this is one hell of a potato chip commercial. What if every isekai plot ever, and you get every isekai ever? Are there way too many of these? Yes. Does their title that's long enough to be a pop punk song explain the entire plot? Yes. I'm not gonna go into detail about any of these anime, I'm just gonna rattle off some of the titles, so here we go. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Reborn as a vending machine, now I wander the dungeon. Reincarnated as a sword. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I will use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers. The daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. From Bureaucrat to Villainess, Dad's been reincarnated. Headhunted to another world from Salaryman to Big 4. How to not summon a demon lord. In another world with my smartphone. Life with an ordinary guy who reincarnated into a total fantasy knockout. Problem children are coming from another world, aren't they? Saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement. Skeleton King in another world. Suicide Squad Isekai. Summoned to another world again. Uncle from another world. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated into another world as an aristocrat. And finally, the Titan's bride. Those are all real. And y'all wonder why I hate this genre. So to wrap things up, I think we can all agree that anime is extra as hell. And these are only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to anime what-ifs. I actually had a lot more titles to explore, but if we did that, we would literally be here all day. Let me know if you guys want a part 2, and if there's any anime titles you would like to see me what if. I made an extended version of today's video, which is now up on my Patreon, if you'd like even more titles and what-if scenarios. This is also a great way to support me and my dream of quitting my day job to do YouTube full-time. Thank you so much to my Patreon members, especially Jeff Friend, Karen Miriam Goldberg, Horsey Bread, and a massive shout out to Legion Zero. If you'd like to join my Patreon community, I will have it linked up here in the description and pinned in the comments. I have also launched a second channel called Neko Deko Chibi, where I post short-form content, including exclusive seasonal updates and behind-the-scenes videos. If you liked today's video, please consider liking and subscribing, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I have got a massive video series in the works for June that has single-handedly been driving me insane over the sheer amount of anime I'm watching to make it a reality. So please, stick around and validate my poor work-life boundaries by checking that out when it drops. Thank y'all so much for sticking around, and I'll see all of y'all on the next one.